Welcome, everyone, to the 135th edition of Master Mike's Wrestling Paddocks. This is your host, Master Mike Ambrose, and we might as well start this show with last night's SummerSlam. And it was the great show last night. I think it told a lot of stories. Things moved along progressively for going forward because it's the second biggest show of the year next to WrestleMania. Biggest news of the show, Roman Reigns returns. Superman punched her Solo Sikoa, spear to Solo Sikoa, and of course, that was the main event where Cody Rhodes retained the undisputed WWE Universal title. And there's that. I was going to get to Cody in a minute, but I already mentioned it, so he retained. New champions crowned. We had some new champions, and my favorite, of course, match of the night, Gunther defeating Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight title. It's about time. Gunther's a real badass. He is pro wrestling. He epitomized what pro wrestling is. A real old-school tough guy. Can work with anybody. And him and Gunther had a great match, great fight. Finn Balor gets involved. Puts Gunther's leg on the rope. Pretty much cost Priest the title. And it looks like Judgment Day is done with. I'll get to that in a second. Liv Morgan, like I said, Cody. Liv Morgan. Okay. Sorry. Gotta get back to the titles. She wasn't the only title changing hand, was the World Heavyweight title. We also had Braun Breaker winning the IC title. That guy's a stud. He's going to be a superstar for sure. And, beating Sami Zayn pretty quick in like a little over 5 minutes. I wonder what happens to Sami Zayn now. Maybe he's going to join the OG bloodline and start like another Civil War faction to War Games in a few months. And we also had LA Knight, winning the U.S. title from Logan Paul. Not a good match. Good length. Finally wins. He's been very over the last year. Nia Jax defeated Bayley to win the WWE Women's title. And, of course, Tiffany Stratton was there, and they're teasing something there because Tiffany Stratton has the Money in the Bank contract, so we'll see which way she's going to cash in. And champions, like I said, there were some retained. Liv Morgan retained the title, defeating Rhea Ripley. I'll get to that in a second, how that all played out. And, of course, Cody Rhodes retaining the title, the WWE Universal Heavyweight title. In that match, Jacob Fatu hit a splash off the top rope onto a table to the outside, and it feared he was injured. His knee hit the announce table, but apparently he's doing okay, and that's good news. That's a major talent right there. You don't want to lose him. He just won the tag team title with Tama Tonga on Friday night on SmackDown. So get into Dawn and Liv. One of the best storyline arcs I've seen. Liv wins the match after Dominik slides a chair in. Liv hits Rhea with it. Dawn was at Rhea the whole time. And 1, 2, 3, Liv retains. And after the match, they kiss. And Rhea's all despondent, shocked, pissed off. Monday night's going to be an interesting show. See what the fall is from SummerSlam. That's going to be the one keys. She's going to be like going after everybody on the show. I don't know if they're going to do Rhea versus Dom, but I don't know. The way it is, the way that they're building up Dom is this big, filthy heel. These last this year or so, 2 years, boom. See, they get some comeuppance here. And so that's good. Liv's really coming to her own real well. A lot of people knocked her early on, but she's unsuccessful. She's been a success, and she's doing real well. Yeah, it looks like Judgment Day's done with, because it looks like get Damian Priest and Rhea on one side against Finn Balor, JD McDonough, and Dominik Mysterio, and Liv Morgan. So, and the other side, if you're going to have guys, another guy, maybe Jey Uso gets involved, or, he could slide in. Maybe could even have, you want to do some 8-person tag, throw Sami Zayn on there. So, got something there. Well, that's Drew McIntyre defeats CM Punk, and it was a good match. I thought, they, like I say, told a story about, the bracelet was the key to the story. He had that bracelet had his AJ and Larry, the dog, his wife April, and his dog Larry, AJ Lee, CM Punk's wife, and Larry, his dog. So, he grabbed it back, got it on Drew. But then, during the match, it lost hands, and all of a sudden, Seth was wearing it. Because Seth Rollins, the referee, and they were like, he was getting involved. He was doing the old Shawn Michaels SummerSlam 97 thing with Bret Hart, Undertaker. It doesn't hit Punk in the chair, but they teased it, did a callback tease. And, like I said, McIntyre won when Punk attacked Rollins. After, McIntyre was kind of doing stuff, and all of a sudden, Punk gave him to go to sleep. Then at the end, McIntyre hit a Claymore. Pitch Punk 1, 2, 3. And I don't know where they're going. It's like I said, I think it's trying to stretch some bad blood. They're going to bash in Berlin next month. Gunther's the champion. Someone said Drew, but you don't want to have CM Punk screwing for the 4th time for the title, because that's what's going to happen. Unless they do Drew McIntyre wins, he becomes world champion. But then again, the money match would be Drew and Punk at WrestleMania next year. And I don't know if they want to do that. If they want to stretch out a whole year this feud, those are a great feud. We shall see. And that's about it. That was the only non-title match. Every match was a title match except for the McIntyre Punk match. It was a great card overall. Great storytelling in that McIntyre Punk match, without question. Raw preview. We got Gable and the Creeds versus the Wyatt 6, the debut of the new Wyatt 6. Because some of them have already been around, but except for Joe Gacy, everybody's debuting. Everybody's like re-debuting the new kid. But Joe, the only member of Wyatt 6 is really debuting tonight in his first match on the main roster is Joe Gacy. So it should be interesting to see what they do there. That match, that feud's been built up over the past couple weeks, month. Follow-up from SummerSlam, of course. A lot of stuff going to happen because what a show it was. Sonya Deville versus Dakota. They've been teaming that with Sonya's new group of her, Shayna Baszler, and Zoe Stark. And Damage Control returned last week, so Dakota Kai's going to be fighting Sonya Deville tomorrow night. And one more news. Be remiss if I didn't mention this, but I'm going to mention it now. Mongo McMichael finally gets to the Professional Football Hall of Fame. Look, best defensive players in Chicago Bears 3. Underrated. Won a Super Bowl, All-Pro many times. Actually was drafted by the New England Patriots, I think, believe it or not. So, if the Patriots, they cut him or trade him, went to Chicago and that. Of course, he's suffering from ALS now. He has a big wrestling connection because he started out he was actually on the WWF WrestleMania 10 in the corner of Reggie White, the late great Reggie White. The match against Bam Bam. No, he was not in this. Reggie White was on that corner. Was on that side too. He was in the corners of Lawrence Taylor when Lawrence Taylor was fighting Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania 11. So it was a really good match. I mean, that's really how talented Bam Bam Bigelow was. God rest his soul. It was a great, yeah. And then he went. That was great. And then he went to WCW later in the year. Became an announcer for Nitro. And one of the guys that first year when Nitro was on there kicked off, people goofed on him. You know, he had a little dog Pepe with him. Pretty entertaining. And he was kind of always out there with his he was kind of like a Dusty Rhodes type. He's from Texas, you know. Him and Bobby the Brain Heater would go back at each other, kind of funny. Then he became a Four Horsemen member because he's good friends with Ric Flair. And Ric Flair was actually at the show. No, at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His wife accepted for him. And Flair was in attendance. Great day for him. Well, obviously, he's not so doing great, but just a great day to honor him. And outside of South, they had a video. It's on YouTube or Twitter where they had bagpipes playing up and down the street. Real classy. Nice move, gesture. Okay, I'll talk to you in a few days. Gotta get going. I was busy yesterday, you know. Got a little tan on me. I was outside yesterday having fun at a water park. Well, have a good day. Take care. Bye-bye.